When Europeans first came to North America, there was a severe shortage of labor. Slaves introduced a solution, yet also a new problem, to do harsh labor on large crop farms. In this video, we will be talking about the top 10 facts about slavery in North America. Before we get into it, I would like to start off by saying that nobody should own anybody else, and everyone should be free to choose how they want to live their lives. I honestly think it's important to talk about difficult issues like slavery because if we are not learning from history, we are bound to repeat it. So saying that, let's get right into it. Slave ships transported slaves from Africa to the Americas, and the owners of the ships tried to pack as many slaves as they could onto the ships. Slaves were chained and crammed into cabins with little room to move. Many of them passed before reaching their destination. Slaves were fed diets which lacked enough nutrients for health and growth. Child mortality rates were twice as high among enslaved children versus their white counterparts, and this is due a lot to chronic undernourishment. Family units like husbands, wives, and children were frequently ripped apart and sold to different households. Many of these families never saw each other again. When women gave birth, the children were, by law, property of the slaveholder. This then meant that women slaves were extremely valuable because owners could grow their slave population. To prevent uprisings of slaves, slaves were not allowed to leave their master's estate without a signed certificate. And even with a certificate, they were not allowed to be on another property for more than a few hours. Some masters mated their slaves like cattle to ensure that the offspring would be as strong as possible. This included subjecting women to forced marriages and arranged marriages with any man that the master deemed appropriate. Slaves were not allowed to escape from their master, and if a runaway slave was found, the master could beat or even permanently delete the slave. Slaves who had participated in acts of defiance or who didn't do enough were singled out for public torture. Punishments like whipping were common, and masters were not punished for beating or even permanently deleting their slaves. Masters argued that slaves were happy with their enslavement to ensure that the slave institution continued. The myth was started that people of color were unable to care for themselves and that slavery kept them fed, clothed, occupied, and exposed them to Christianity. Slaves were seen as less than and so were denied human and civil rights. Slaves could never be considered citizens, so they were not allowed to sue in federal court, which meant that they had no legal means to protest their treatment. Shoot me a like if you agree that slavery is disgusting and should never have been a thing. And also make sure you subscribe for more content. Bye for now!